1939, the world goes to war. September 1, 1939. At 4:45 in the morning, German tanks roll across the Polish border. Dive bombers scream from the sky. Artillery shells rain on sleeping towns. In a single morning, the world changes forever. This is 1939, the year the Second World War begins. For years, Adolf Hitler had been testing the limits of appeasement. In 1936, he remilitarized the Rhineland. In 1938, he absorbed Austria. Then came Czechoslovakia, the Sudetenland seized after Munich, then the rest of the country swallowed months later. Each time, Britain and France protested but did nothing. Each time, Hitler grew bolder. Prime Minister Chamberlain declared peace for our time. That peace was an illusion. But Poland would be different. Britain and France guaranteed Polish independence. This time, they swore, there would be consequences. Hitler did not believe them. But he prepared the ground anyway. In August, the world received its greatest shock. Nazi Germany signed a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact stunned the world. Fascism and communism, sworn enemies, had made a secret deal to divide Eastern Europe between them. With his eastern flank secured, Hitler manufactured a pretext. SS troops dressed in Polish uniforms staged a fake attack on a German radio station. The bodies left at the scene were concentration camp prisoners murdered for the occasion. The invasion is unlike anything the world has seen. Blitzkrieg, lightning war. Tanks and aircraft work in devastating coordination. Panzer division smash through Polish defenses while Stuka dive bombers terrorize troops and civilians alike. The Stukas carry sirens designed solely to spread panic. Polish cavalry charges against German armor, brave but futile. Within days, the Polish Air Force is destroyed on the ground. The German war machine rolls forward relentlessly. On September 3, Britain and France declare war on Germany. Prime Minister Chamberlain announces the news to a somber nation. The policy of appeasement has failed. Europe is at war again, just 21 years after the last catastrophe ended. But the Western Front remains eerily quiet. The French army mans the Maginot Line. The British Expeditionary Force deploys to France. Yet no major fighting erupts. This strange period becomes known as the Phoney War. Meanwhile, Poland fights alone against impossible odds. Warsaw endures relentless bombing. The Luftwaffe deliberately targets civilian areas. Hospitals, churches, apartment buildings, all are hit. The city burns. Then comes the second blow. On September 17, the Soviet Union invades Poland from the east. The Red Army crosses the border with overwhelming force. Stalin claims he is protecting minorities in eastern Poland. It is a transparent lie. Caught between two totalitarian giants, Poland's fate is sealed. By early October, organized resistance ends. Poland is partitioned. A nation that had only regained independence 20 years earlier is erased from the map once more. The horror is just beginning. Nazi racial policies take immediate effect. Heinrich Himmler's SS follows the Wehrmacht into Poland. Polish intellectuals, priests, and leaders are systematically murdered. Jews are forced into overcrowded ghettos. The machinery of the Holocaust is being assembled. In the Soviet zone, the NKVD rounds up Polish officers and officials. Over 20,000 will be executed in what becomes known as the Katyn Forest Massacre. Poland suffers under twin tyrannies. As winter approaches, the Soviet Union turns to Finland. Stalin demands territorial concessions. When the Finns refuse, he invades on November 30. The Winter War begins. The world expects Finland to fall within weeks. Instead, Finnish ski troops humiliate the Red Army. White-clad soldiers move silently through frozen forests, striking Soviet columns, then vanishing into the snow. Finnish snipers pick off officers. Supply lines are cut. Soviet troops freeze in their summer uniforms. At the Battle of Suomussalmi, 2 Finnish regiments destroy 2 Soviet divisions. The temperature drops to -40 degrees. The Finnish resistance captures global imagination. Finland is David against Goliath. But Finland cannot hold forever. By March 1940, the Red Army breaks through. Finland cedes territory but maintains independence. The Winter War reveals Soviet weakness. In Berlin, Hitler draws his own conclusions. If the Red Army struggles against tiny Finland, surely it will collapse against the Wehrmacht. At sea, the war rages from the first day. German U-boats prowl the Atlantic. On the war's first day, U-30 torpedoes the passenger liner Athenia, killing over 100 civilians. The Battle of the Atlantic has begun. In December, the German pocket battleship Admiral Graf Spee is cornered by British cruisers off Uruguay. After the Battle of the River Plate, her captain scuttles the ship rather than face destruction. It is the first major naval victory for Britain. In Britain, preparations for total war intensify. Over 1.5 million people, mostly children, are evacuated from cities to the countryside. Gas masks are distributed. Windows are covered in blackout curtains. Air raid shelters are built in parks and gardens. The British Expeditionary Force deploys to France alongside French troops. Everyone waits for the German offensive that must surely come. Across the Atlantic, America watches anxiously. President Roosevelt proclaims neutrality, but his sympathies clearly lie with Britain and France. This nation will remain a neutral nation, he tells Americans, but I cannot ask that every American remain neutral in thought as well. As 1939 draws to a close, the world holds its breath. Poland has been crushed. Finland fights desperately. France and Britain prepare for an onslaught that has not yet come. Adolf Hitler has gambled that the Western powers will not fight seriously for Poland. He has been proven right. But the war he has unleashed will eventually consume his Reich and reshape the entire world. In laboratories and factories, scientists work on weapons that will define the century. Radar. Jet engines. And in secret, physicists take the first steps toward atomic power. This is 1939, the year humanity plunged into its greatest catastrophe. Over 50 million people will die before peace returns. The horror of the Holocaust will scar human conscience forever. When dawn breaks on 1940, the Phoney War will end with shocking suddenness. France will fall in weeks. Britain will stand alone. And the true horror of total war will be unleashed. The 20th century's darkest chapter has begun. This is 1939. The world goes to war.